Truck parking is a very serious issue in Dade County. It's a quality of life issue, it's an infrastructure issue, and it's also a quality of life issue for the truckers that drive these vehicles. It's a quality of life issue because these trucks are parking a lot of the times in your neighborhoods, on local streets. They don't have another place to park. It's a critical infrastructure issue because most of our goods are moved through trucks, and the county spent millions and millions of dollars in their cargo ports, in Port Miami, in the MIA, and where this property is located. Let me get the little clicker. The property is in direct line to service MIA and to service Port Miami. Port Miami actually, and Jose Gonzalez actually gave me this information, I think there's about 1.2 million cargo units that go through the port every year. It's about 3,000 of these cargo units going there on a daily basis. MIA is the fourth busiest cargo airport in the world, in the country, and this facility is going to provide a relief valve. We're also going to be able to have cargo containers that are going to be able to be stored there. And in addition to, we're going to have a transloading facility to move goods in and out of these trucks and move them out there quickly. You're also going to have fueling facilities, and you're going to have food and services for the truckers. What's interesting about this application is that we're actually are going to do this without having to move the UDB, like your staff mentioned earlier. We're actually doing this through a text change and by designating this a terminal. We're going to be providing water and sewer to the property, so all this is going to be done in a very safe manner. Unlike other trucking facilities that have been approved where they're not connected to water and sewer, this does. So you're going to have repairs, you're going to have all this under one umbrella. You've heard there's 4,900 parking spaces deficit in Miami-Dade County alone. This was done through your MPO and FDOT. And I'm going to have Desiree Wood to come up and speak a few minutes just to tell you what some of the issues that come up when she has to come in and to deliver products into Miami-Dade County.
Hi, my name is Desiree Wood. I am the president and founder of Real Women in Trucking, and I am a truck driver. I've been a truck driver for about 15 years. We're based here in Florida. We've traveled all over the nation. Oh, my 631 Lucerne Avenue, number 27, Lake Worth, Florida 33460. As you know, everything comes by truck. But we are under federal requirements to stop for 10 hours a day, and that's for sleep, for highway safety. When you come to South Florida to deliver, you are going to be stuck here for at least 24 hours, maybe 2 days, maybe 3 days. You are not going to be able to get a load to get out of here. We do not like parking in residential areas, but we are under federal law to stop, or we are going to be in trouble for our license. We prefer to be by the interstate. We are targets for crime. When we have no safe place to park, we are sitting ducks for hijackers. I have actually been a victim of this myself, where cargo theft in South Florida, especially in Miami, is a multi-billion-dollar industry. This is one of the only cities that has a task force. There's only 7 task forces in the nation, and Miami is one of them. So safe, secure parking is critically important. We are also regularly denied the use of bathrooms and basic human needs like taking a shower. We're human beings. We live in the truck. We're serving communities. We're denied the use of the bathroom. We need a place to take a shower. We have to wash our clothes. We have dogs that need to go for walks. We have to do grocery shopping. So this is all very important to us. In addition to my other work that I've spoken to you about, I am on freight advisory committees, Florida Freight Advisory Committee and the Transportation Research Board Freight and Planning Logistics Committee, and we speak often about inland ports and moving this freight away from the urban areas. That makes it efficient for the supply chain, but it makes it efficient for us to get the truck on the highway and get it to its destination. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning. My name is Ed Swaycon. I'm president of EAS Engineering. I'm a registered professional engineer, and I've been doing environmental regulatory work in the South Florida area for the last 40 years. I'm going to take the next several minutes and just explain a couple of things to you. Can I have the clicker? Who has it? A couple of things to you that I think that may be pertinent to you. First, the site where we are located is not within any of the originally designated SERP Comprehensive Everglades Restoration Project areas. That's important from a land use consistency perspective. We are within the study area of BBSEER, the Biscayne Bay Southeast Ecological Restoration Project, but that study area is extremely large, encompasses almost all of Miami-Dade County, and includes our project site. The way this project is working, however, is that they've identified in the early stages of the project several years ago a number of components that they felt would be valuable for providing water to Southeast Biscayne Bay and the Everglades. And just to put ourselves in perspective, we're 4 miles from the Everglades and we're 11 miles from Biscayne Bay. And as they developed these various components that they thought would be useful for providing these benefits to the Bay and the Everglades, they came up with a whole suite of alternatives, and they've been gradually evaluating those alternatives. As we sit here today, they're in round 2 of the evaluation process, and none of the alternatives that have been evaluated to date include our property. And in fact, it's very unlikely that our property will ever be included in any components selected by the BBSEER, because the modeling that's been done to date shows that the very large water preserve area that did include our project is not very effective for conveying water. I have one more slide. You've heard about the wetlands. We're not in the Bird Drive Basin, we're in the North Trail Basin. We fully intend to comply with all of the requirements of that basin. But if you're going to work in wetlands, and we have a lot of them in Miami-Dade County, this is one of the sites that you want to select. It's adjacent to existing development, it's heavily impacted by exotic vegetation, and it has other impacts. We fully recognize that we will be required to obtain permits from Miami-Dade County DERM, the South Florida Water Management District, and the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. All of those permit processes will review the existing conditions of the site and will require us to provide the appropriate mitigation. And in fact, this project has, as part of the process that we've been going through, a letter of intent to provide those mitigation for this at an appropriate location.
Thank you very much.
There were a lot of other things that were submitted as
when I say thank you very much, that's me being polite.
Thank you very much.
I mean, yes. Mr. Desiree, you want to wrap it up for us?
I think just to tell you, Mr. Chairman, very quickly, we are going to give the contribution 20 acres for eel lands. I know that's important. We originally had committed to 40 acres, but we're going to do 20 acres of eel land, and we're actually going to do a lot of the local hiring.
Yes, if I could just ask Lourdes, can you explain what this terminal's designation actually does, please?
Yes, it's an existing definition that we have in other transportation, like the airport, for example, in the comp plan. And so given the use that's being proposed for this property, it made sense to provide it with that same designation. That it's a pre-existing in our comprehensive plan. We already have it on a few facilities specific to transportation.
Does it limit the actual area as to what can be done in that area development-wise?
There's two limitations. One is the map limitation, as we just pointed out to Senator, that's in your package. If you look on pages 8, 9, 10, 11, you'll see the confinement when you take a comp plan action, the map literally changes, the comp plan map literally changes, and so that's how, one way we assure you that the change is limited, and then also you have in your package the specific text that they have proffered, which further limits and defines what they are going to do on the property, and they will not be able to pull permits to do anything other than that.
So, Mr. Chair, if I may, just make a quick comment. Through the chair. Truckers are the backbone of this country, not only Miami-Dade County. So I proffer and I echo everything that a lot of my colleagues here have said. If you had a cup of coffee this morning, it was because of a trucker. If you put gas in your tank this morning, it was because of a trucker. And there is huge issues happening all across America where truckers need our help. I'd like to thank the young lady that came up and spoke on behalf of the truckers. I would certainly want to support the truckers, and this is something that we need. I can tell you that I've gotten many calls in my district from truckers that are trying to make a living and have nowhere to park. So I'm going to support this along with with Commissioner Bermudez, and I feel like the department has gone above and beyond with coming up with a great compromise. Thank you.
Thank you. And let me just suggest something to the trucking industry. You all should pull that for a commercial. That was perfect. Truckers are the backbone of this country. That was good. Please call the roll.
Commissioner Bermudez?
Yes.
Commissioner Cabrera?
Yes.
Commissioner Cohen-Higgins?
Or
Commissioner Garcia? Commissioner Gonzalez?
4.
Commissioner Hardeman? Commissioner Higgins?
Yes.
Commissioner McGee?
Yes.
Commissioner Regalado?
yes.
Commissioner Steinberg? Vice Chairman Rodriguez?
Yes.
Chairman Gilbert?
Yes.
Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.